Hi guys, how we doing today? Welcome to Just on Tarot. We're going to be doing the mid-weekly current energy check. We're going to see what's going on, maybe get some advice, and see what else is happening. I don't know. We'll see what the cards say. But this is going to be for your sun, moon, and rising sign. All right. Remember, take what resonates, leave the rest. It might not be your story, it might be for somebody else. Check your other placements. There might be something in there for you. All right. We're just going to get started. All right. We're going to start with fire signs, move on to earth signs, air, and then water. All right. So for Aries, let's see what we have going on with Aries, the current energy. All right, what is the current energy for Aries going on midweek? All right, the sun. All right. I like that energy. It's good. It's full of happy. You know, maybe we're trying to get out there, trying to be seen. You know, it's definitely moving into springtime. We got the Two of Cups. So maybe like out spending time with friends, meeting new people. Maybe we have a love interest. Queen of Cups in reverse. Maybe not willing to offer that cup of tea we got going on. We got the Hangman and the Lovers on the bottom. So I feel currently right now you are just taking a different perspective about love or decisions, choices that you make in your life. You know, maybe you're trying to get out there, focus on your own happiness, like live a dream. The sun, even if it's in reverse, is still a happy card. It's just kind of a slower energy, but I definitely feel like you're trying to get out there. You're definitely maybe trying to pull in some type of soulmate. Maybe you're meeting somebody. Maybe you're going out dating, you know, but you're kind of closed off to it right now, you know, emotionally. Maybe it's not like the right time. There's still things on. You're still trying to figure out what you're wanting from somebody. Maybe you're also wanting to figure out what you want for, like, what kind of direction you want to move in. If this is like a career, I feel like you're focused on, you know, a career that's gonna make you happy, but you're still trying to weigh the options with this Two of Cups. Like, what is fulfilling to you. And I don't feel like you're really super open to like what's the word I'm looking for? Super open to what's not kind of fulfilling you. So if it's like a job that's kind of mundane and you're not really giving it a whole lot of love. All right, definitely with this Hangman and the Lovers on the back, I feel like it's definitely getting some kind of different perspective on a decision or choice that you want to make, whether that's love, relationship, or anything in between. So I feel like sometimes I can't show these cards because they're all naked. But I feel like that's the current energy that you're in. I wanted to use an oracle deck, but I haven't really decided which one I want to use yet. So what are we going with? Nope. No. Oh, we're going to go with this. Spirit messages. What message do we have for the beautiful sign of Aries? No idea what I was trying to say there. All right, what do we have for you guys? All right, we have forgiveness. Holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging human emotions. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful, and it has the capacity to heal and transform. All right. So maybe that's what we're trying to do right now. That's what this Hangman and the Lovers is learning how to forgive and focusing on the positives when you have some kind of maybe friendship, maybe a lover, maybe career type issues, and you're just very closed off to it. So that's what I have for you, Aries. All right. We are going to move on to the Leos. All right, what do I have for my beautiful Leos? Current energy midweek. All right, what is the current energy for Leos right now, this midweek? All right, King of Swords in reverse. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And we have the Two of Swords upright. Upright. What are we doing, Leo? We have the Hangman and the Emperor at the bottom. So I feel like right now, with the King of Swords in reverse, maybe it is... I feel like it's more like undisciplined. Maybe you're not doing the things that you need to be doing, whether that's work, career, love, whatever is for you. It's more about kind of not working towards any goals. I feel like you're just kind of not even going with the flow at the moment. You're just really like, no, I'm not doing this. Maybe there's a schedule that you need to put down for yourself this week or this midweek or whenever you hear this. And I really don't like seeing this upside down, but that's, I feel like you're very, you're not setting certain goals or boundaries for yourself, and you're not working towards them. It's like when you should be getting up and going to work, maybe you're oversleeping, or if you're like supposed to be cleaning the house and you're really just vegging, and you know that you shouldn't be doing that with the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse, but you're kind of like, yeah, kind of undecided energy, just not, it's like not having the will or drive for anything, the motivation to get up to kind of make things move, because you don't really know which direction you're going type of energy. There was a quote that popped in my head and I totally forgot what it was. So, the Newton's law, things in motion stay in motion, something along that lines. All right, the Hangman and the Emperor. The Emperor is kind of a funny card to me. He's very stern. He's very structured. He's very disciplined. He's kind of like this stone chair. And I feel like maybe you're hitting kind of like a brick wall that maybe you need to kind of sit with. I think it's about introspection, kind of like the Emperor also knows how to get things done. Like, he's very solid. And I really feel like right now you're just trying to you're kind of sitting with yourself trying to figure out where you're wanting to go, or maybe you're dealing with somebody that's super stubborn and you're trying to figure out like how to move past that. But it definitely has you in a what I feel is like a suspension type world. You're not really motivated to do anything. You're not really changing anything. You're just kind of stuck in being in decision mode. And this might be the Emperor here might represent like somebody that you've been dealing with that you feel is just like immovable, or just like an energy you can't get past. You know, this might be just you, and you're really just trying to mentally figure out what your next step is. All right. What do I have for my beautiful Leos? What advice do they have? It's kind of a very draining energy. Yeah. All right. Stand your ground. I feel like that's what the King of Swords in reverse is not also standing your ground. It's very indecisive energy. Stand your ground. Standing your ground is empowering, confidence building action to take from time to time. Now is the moment when you need to stand your ground. You know you can do it, and you know that by doing so you'll be the victor. And that's also kind of like what this energy might be, is getting some kind of like higher introspection about how to stand your ground, how to put your foot down about a situation, whatever the situation is. Like this could be work, could be love, could be dealing with parents, could be dealing with children, any kind of, whatever it is for you guys. All right, moving on to Sagittarius. All right, what do I have for my lovely Saggies? All right. Moving on to Sagittarius. All right, what do we have for Sagittarius? I don't know what that is, but I guess we'll find out. All right, current energies for Sagittarius midweek. What do we have? All right, midweek for Sagittarius. I'm not taking those, but I did see the Magician pop out. All right, one more. There we go. The Empress. Page of Cups on the bottom. Ooh, I like this. I feel like maybe if you've had some kind of turmoil like in the past, like maybe you've had offers coming in and out, or you're like creatively stuck on something. It's like an idea, concept, a dream. Maybe this is a love situation. You know, you're trying to put yourself out there, but you've been kind of trapped in your head. I feel like you're starting to break through that with the Six of Swords. You know, you're definitely journeying forth and creating something new for yourself. You know, whether that's love, money, finance. You know, the Empress is the creator of all things. And she just kind of sits there and she just allows. And I feel like that's kind of what you're pushing yourself into now. You're definitely going on some kind of journey. But I feel right now, like when it comes to that Page of Cups right here, it's like an idea of something you want. It's definitely some kind of imagination, creativity. It could be a love offer, you know, but it definitely kind of has you in your head at the moment. Ace of Swords under there tells me maybe kind of cut through that in like the being wrapped up in your own mind. Don't let those negative thoughts get to you. But I definitely see like a lot of maybe peaceful steadiness, maybe some kind of journey. You know, you might be traveling, going somewhere, but I do feel like with the Empress card being at the end, it's your world it creates. So, I mean, just maybe get out of your head a little bit. All right, what do we have? Okay. Yeah, it says take it, so we're taking it. Ancestral wisdom. We are your ancestors and we love you. We walked the earth many years before you. We ask you at this poignant time to learn and grow from past experience that you are a legacy, and we will keep helping you as you continue to evolve here in your spirit world. So, and there's all these pictures in the mind, you know. It's a very grounding card. So maybe that's part of like what this is getting out of your head, knowing that like you are supported. But definitely, I do love this. I definitely see things kind of calming down for you. You know, maybe go out for a walk, do some meditation, clear up some of that internal battle you have going on. All right, that's what I have for you, Sag. The beautiful Sagittarius. All right, we are moving on to the earth signs. We're going to go with Taurus. The lovely bulls of the zodiac. All right, what do we have for Taurus? What do we have going on for Taurus? Midweek. All right, my beautiful Taurus. What do we have going on for you guys? All right. No idea what that is. All right, what do we have for Taurus? One more, please, for Taurus. I don't know yet. I don't flip them over until I'm ready. All right, one more for Taurus. Thank you. Ooh, victory at the end. I like that. Ooh. Seven of Cups in reverse. I feel like you're making a decision about something, or maybe you're a little less confused about decisions. That Seven of Cups in reverse. You know, especially if it comes to the people you bring into your life, that Two of Cups. Maybe it's a decision about somebody that you love. Maybe it's a partner, a friend, coworkers, whatever it is for you. And, you know, you're headed towards your own victories. Or maybe you're wanting to see some kind of victory with whatever this is. So I definitely see you putting the work in. It's like, I can do this. We're going to give it one more shot. We're going to try again. We're going to keep pushing. But I feel like you've kind of, maybe you've exhausted all options when it comes to this person. I feel like exhausted all options is kind of where we're at, especially when it comes to a scenario with somebody you care about. You know, maybe you're focused on your own victories, what you want. You know, it might be a lot right now, but I feel like you're going to keep pushing through with that Seven of Wands and that Nine of Wands. You know, it might be a little mentally conflicting at times, but you definitely are like, yeah, I'm going to kick the crap out of this and I'm going to keep pushing forward type of energy. Oh, I don't know what this Seven of Cups is. The Devil. Let me keep exhausted all options. That's really what I'm feeling right now, especially when it comes to some kind of love situation. You know, I think you want victory in it. You're willing to put the work in. You're willing to keep, like, It's the wounded warrior over here. You're willing to keep trying, but like, I think this is like the last hurrah type energy. No, take it however it resonates. But I definitely see victory for you at the end. All right. Study. Came flying out, so we'll take it. All right. Spirit has its own special way of letting you know that it's time to study again. From time to time, it's important to go back and learn, whether that's learning old things a new way or learning something totally new. This is an opportunity to expand your mind. All right. You have butterflies in there. So it's about like maybe instead of having the Seven of Cups, like this energy of I've exhausted everything, I've looked into everything, I don't see any other options, is maybe you take some of those options and look a little deeper, transform it, get into it. I definitely feel like this is about love or how to create a stronger bond, maybe. I don't know. That's what I have for you, Taurus. All right, moving on to Virgos. All right, what do we have for the beautiful Virgos midweek? What do we have for the beautiful Virgos midweek? What do we have for you guys? All right. The current energy this week, this midweek. For Virgos. Magician with Temperance coming out. Ooh. Nine of Swords on the bottom, back. Knight of Cups and Ace of Wands. Watch his videos before, I'm going to move around in this chair. It's really hard to sit still for like over a half hour. I feel like this is about either one, somebody's coming in to apologize. They want some kind of new start with you. Is it the right kind of start? I don't know. We'll see. But this could be actually like a dream that you have that you're starting to pour a little love into, and you're very passionate about it with that. Aces are those seeds that get you started. It just depends on what you're trying to bring into the world with this Magician card. We do have Temperance in here, so all good things take time, and maybe we shouldn't be so I feel like up in our head, anxiety ridden about it. Like, whatever you're trying to build, maybe you feel like it's not coming in fast enough, but it does take time. Temperance is also about bringing in some kind of balance. So maybe it's also about the work-life balance, home-life balance, whatever you're trying to build. You have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. We're trying to figure it out. But it's all kind of leaving us like sleepless nights. Maybe you're overthinking at night. But it's definitely, I feel like it's something like it's a message of some sort that you're trying to ignite or spark. So whatever that is for you, if you're trying to bring in love, if you're trying to bring in like a new career path, or maybe straighten out your finances, something along that lines. So in the realm of love, if you got somebody that's kind of coming in to apologize, they got that Ace of Wands over here. I think you do you. So we'll leave it at that. All right. But I definitely feel like this week you're trying to manifest something. You just have to remember that things come in their own time. Be patient. Maybe stay out of your head a little bit. All right. That's what I have for you, lovely Virgos. Oh, I didn't even get you a spirit card. I don't feel like you need a spirit card, but we'll get you one anyways. All right. What do we have for the beautiful Virgos? Do they need to hear anything? Right. Okay. Hello from heaven. Oh, my nose, it just... Your loved ones from the spirit world want to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you've been thinking of them, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show you how much they love you. To prove they're with you at this time. I feel like that's that manifestation into that temperance card. Like, we hear you, we see you, just be patient type of energy. All right, moving on to the Capis. $25.50. All right. What do we have for the beautiful Capricorns? All right. Energy midweek. Midweek energy. What do we have for them? Okay. We got the moon with the 6 of Cups. And the Hermit on the bottom with a Fool. You have the Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers. I feel like right now you're kind of in a state of remembrance. It's kind of got you into a territory of unknown. So maybe you're trying to work through something from the past with that. You know, I definitely feel like maybe you're focused on turning the tide or changing something. You're waiting for things to come in. You know, especially when it comes to a decision or a choice. I don't feel like love is really on the table. So if you're here for looking into love, like, I'm not feeling this. I feel like this is your own kind of journey within, with the Fool card and the Hermit. The Hermit being dominant is like I feel like you're kind of going back into like your own mode, your quiet, your serene mode. You're trying to figure things out. I mean, you're ready to jump somewhere, but you don't really know where you're jumping into. And a lot of it has to do with like focusing on the past. Well, this didn't work out because of this, or this didn't work out because of this. Maybe you're healing some old things. Because the Hermit's carrying that star. It's his light to shine the way to the Fool. You know, maybe you're waiting for things to change with that Wheel of Fortune, or you're feeling like things are starting to roll into your favor. And a lot of it's going to be about choices that you make with the Lover's card. You know, what direction you want to go in. So it's definitely about, I feel like, trying to kind of feel one with yourself. So I feel like you're kind of on a healing spiritual journey at the moment. You know, I feel like there's maybe some things that you need to resolve from the past, especially if they've put you in a kind of triggered state of mind, or in a state of fear, or allowing yourself to brace the unknown. But with the Wheel of Fortune, it's saying it's coming whether you like it or not. So those things are going to turn. You know, you just decide where you kind of go from there. I mean, are you going to bottle it up, or are you going to take that leap? It's kind of up to you. All right, that's what I have for you, Cappies. All right. Believe. It's beautiful. It's that heart chakra. It's that love. I think it's more about love for yourself than love for anybody else. If you are looking for love from somebody else, maybe somebody coming from the past, you know, somebody that's kind of left you in the dark, you're kind of hoping tides will change, but what kind of decision are you going to make with that? I don't know. Take it how it resonates. Believe the force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all, who you are is the power of your belief. All right. And it's about allowing that love to flow through. Maybe showing a little bit of love to the unknown, you know? And that definitely will change things. It'll make things turn. But it's also about allowing yourself to love every part of yourself. So, but it is definitely up to you whether you want to hold that in or if you want to take that leap. All right, that's what I have for you, Cappies. All right, definitely a different change of pace there. All right. We are moving on to our air signs. 31, 37. All right, to the Geminis. Right. To my beautiful Geminis. I hope you guys are doing well. All right. Thank you. All right. What's the current energy for Geminis? The current energy for Geminis midweek. What do we have for Geminis? Ace of Wands. Creative spark. King of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. Coming out a lot lately. Right. Turning points for guys. Gals. On the bottom, we have 4 swords with the 7 of swords. I feel like if you're dealing with somebody that is deceptive, you're kind of trying to pull your energy back. Maybe focus in different directions. The aces are all about creating new ideas. What are we going to do with those ideas? You know, this could just be out with you tiddlywinking around. Take that however it resonates. But I definitely feel like you're focused on creating something. It's more passionate than anything. I feel like you're trying to get a handle on your emotions right now and maybe kind of change something around with this Wheel of Fortune. Kind of having everything come into your favor, you know, especially about if somebody betrayed you and you kind of pulled your energy back. This also could be about taking the time to really strategize about, you know, what you want, and you need some time to think about the practicality of all of it. You know, the Ace of Wands is something that moves. Like, wands are fire, it's passion, it's drive, but what are you going to do with that drive? And the King of Cups is, I feel like, telling me that whatever this Ace of Wands is like, you are very emotionally stable enough to handle it, you know, and maybe it's your time with this Wheel of Fortune. It's time to start moving that forward. Whatever this is, this could be love, this could be getting out and dating, this could be maybe a new career, this could be, I mean, it really could be just about anything. But I definitely feel like you're kind of sitting in your own energy, thinking about it, plotting it. What am I doing? How am I doing this type of energy? All right. What spirit message do we have for Geminis right now. Midweek. What do we have for Geminis? We have Animal Kingdom. Oh. And Soul Solitude. All right. Animal Kingdom. Animals of all types are extraordinary creatures, miraculous gifts to us. They've been our spiritual companions since the dawn of time. At this moment, they have lessons for those of you who watch this channel. Please realize I do not read out loud very well. At this moment, they have lessons to share with you that will open your heart and soul. That's pretty. I like it. All right, Soul Solitude. Your soul needs attention. There are moments when it's important to get away, not just from the noise from the outside world, but to find a place where your soul can express peace and quiet, and a place for your soul solitude. This is a time to pause, a time to reflect, and time for you. I feel like that's kind of what this energy is right now. All right. With the Animal Kingdom, I feel like it's animals give you kind of like a quiet peace. It's kind of like sitting on the couch and having your puppy curled up with you. And it's like, even though you have that companion there, you're also kind of at peace with that. And it feels comforting. So maybe that's the type of energy you need right now. All right. That's what I have for you guys. All right, we are moving on to the Libras. 36, 40? I can't read that. Yeah. 48. 36, 48. All right, what do I have for my beautiful Libras? The scales of the zodiac. All right. My nose itches, guys. All right. What do I have for the Libras? The Tower. Eight of Cups. Something in my eyeball. Okay. Queen of Wands. Eight of Wands and the Page of Wands. You got the Page of Wands with the Eight of Wands on the bottom. So I feel like maybe you've been kind of dealing with somebody that's kind of like, I wouldn't say in and out, but kind of childish at the moment. Maybe it's been like childish messages in the world of technology. Maybe it's kind of very childish text messages, emails. This also could be dreams moving forward for you. This also could be like a spark of an idea that you kind of want to move forward. But I really feel like maybe it's just childish messages coming in. Maybe it's kind of shaking up your world a little bit. It doesn't have to be like a big shakeup, but just kind of like a subtle annoyance that kind of has you maybe rethinking things, you know, quite possibly walking away. You know, maybe you're going on a travel, maybe you're just getting some distance from the situation. I think you're definitely focused on creating kind of the world that you want to create with this Queen of Wands. I don't know if this is really a love situation or just a career change or just a total shift in what you are passionate about, because there's a lot of wands, and the Queen of Wands is the manifester, mini manifester of the deck. You know, she knows how to manifest into reality of what she wants. And I feel a lot of this is like, you know, you're coming up with a creative idea, you're making a strategy to move that idea, but you're kind of realizing that things kind of have to be shaken up, or they have to be altered in a way. I don't feel like the Tower is like a crazy shakeup, but definitely maybe a few things need to get knocked down to make room for other things type of situation. But I feel like whatever it is that you're headed towards, it is definitely what you're willing to create. You know, you got the Ace of Cups here, so this might be about love. Might be about opening yourself up to new love. You know, maybe you're getting out and dating. You've got text messages out, and it's kind of shaking up a few things. It's kind of reverberating the energy, so to speak. But it's definitely your journey that you're going on, and it's definitely, you know, a dream that you're trying to create into your reality. So if this is more of a love situation, I feel like it's definitely, you could be just putting yourself out there a little bit more. Or if you are currently in a relationship, maybe it's kind of an energy of like, there's some childish things going on that the communication's not quite where it needs to be. It's kind of like a fast childish messages, and maybe it's kind of like just having that annoyance factor to it. Take it how it resonates. I definitely feel a shakeup's coming that pushes you in the direction that you're wanting to go with this Eight of Cups and the Queen of Wands down here. All right. Vulnerability. For the Libras, yes, my beautiful Libras. This is confirmation that you're seeking to tread into the unknown, unfamiliar territory, where decisions are based more on intuition than rationality. Sorry. Don't let fear hold you back or allow misguided sense that feeling vulnerable is somehow negative condition. And I love that too. And that's kind of the Tower shaking that up. You know, walking towards your own path, your own goals, kind of manifesting them. And maybe that's kind of what this, like, I feel like more innocent, childlike type of energy is, that's like pushing you, is being a little bit more vulnerable at times. I don't know. It's pretty good energy. I really like the Tower being here. I really like shaking up that energy. You know, Towers don't have to be bad things, guys. All right. Moving on to Aquarius. 43. All right. What do we have for the beautiful Aquarians out there? All right. Midweek energy. What do we have for Aquarius? All right. The beautiful Aquarius. What do we have for you guys? We have the sun. I love that. It's beautiful. All right. What do we have for Aquarius? No idea. All right. One more for Aquarius, please. No idea either. All right. We have the Ten of Cups and the Five of Cups. So maybe there is some kind of family situation that you are regretting, or some kind of like fulfillment that you're regretting. Whew. Okay, well, we are going through some stuff. maybe something in your home life didn't really work out the way you planned with that Ten of Cups and the Five of Cups. We have the moon under there. So it's definitely something that you had feared or you were fearing or you were utterly focused on. But I definitely feel like the Ten of Cups is like having that love, that abundance, that joy in your life. But also, I feel like there is some kind of regret there. What that regret is, I don't know, but it's definitely left you in a state of fear. You are trying to focus on your happiness, though, but not really willing to change anything, especially when it comes to healing something. So, I don't know what this is, but I feel like it's definitely something to do with your love life. Maybe there's a home. I really just feel like it's a home situation. There's some kind of something that happened that you regret. You're kind of focused on maybe the brighter aspects of things, but you're not willing to transform it. Maybe it's a breakup that you're trying to move on from. You're trying to look at the brighter side. It's not something you want to bring back, but it is something you want to heal from. And I feel like that's pretty straightforward, and that's really all I got. All right. I feel like that's kind of super specific, so take it as it resonates. All right. What do we have for advice for Aquarius? Spirit advice for Aquarius. What do we have? What do we have for Aquarius? Do we have any messages? We have light. And she has, I don't know what kind of bird those are, but it's definitely like the sun in her heart. All right, light. Imagine yourself as being composed of energy and light, because in reality, that's precisely what you are. You're a powerful being, and people are attracted to your brilliance. This is a time to remember how vibrant you truly are. And I love that, and I feel like that's what you're trying to do with the Sun card, is focus on the lighter side of the situation. If this was somebody who has regret, maybe over whatever family love situation we have going on over here, I feel like you're definitely trying to look at the brighter side and, shine that brightness. But I really just feel like that's not something that you're willing to change. And you're just kind of focused on your own healing right now. All right, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. All right, moving on to the water signs, the beautiful Cancerians. 4826. All right. What do we have for the beautiful Cancerians? Midweek energy. All right. What do we have? Multitude of options coming out. Maybe a little heartbreak. Ace of Wands, maybe dealing with a player. All right. Let's get down to the real nitty gritty. What do we have going on midweek for the Cancerians? What energy do we have? We have the Magician popping out its beautiful head. All right. Lovers. Eight of Cups. All right. Are we stuck in our head and indecisive about something? All right. Maybe it's about what you want to create and kind of where your path's headed. But I feel like with the Lovers being there, it's also about a choice, decision. Maybe this is about a relationship. But I feel like this is more about you, where you're headed, where you're going. I feel like it's definitely got you a little stuck in your head right now. Definitely trying to cut through the BS of that. We got the Chariot right after that, which I love. Cancerian energy. The Chariots are pretty grounded energy. I like it. It's definitely about movement, but it's kind of like, where are you moving? And you got the two beautiful sphinxes right here, one black, one white, and you control this chariot. So it's definitely about making some choices and decisions. You have at least three of them up here and the two wands behind that. So you got four decision cards. It's about picking a path. You know, maybe you're up at night, you're kind of wondering, what do I do? What if I said this type of energy? And really, all you got to do is take the blindfold off and pick a direction. And your mind controls that chariot. Where are you driving to? All right. You got the two wands after that. Like, the world is your oyster. You just have to grab that wand and go. We have the magician. I think you're trying to manifest in what you want. You're definitely continuing to move forward with whatever path that is for you. Love, career, finances, all of that applies. You know, especially with the lovers here. I feel like it is something that you love, but it's definitely a choice. What that choice is about, I do not know for you. But it's definitely, I feel like this is telling you to allow yourself to bring to your reality, follow that path that you're aligned to go on. And definitely with that lovers is choose a direction. You know, the chariot's all about choosing a direction. The two of swords is taking the blindfolds off and cutting through whatever you need to cut through to get where you need to go. Two of wands is about having that whole world in your hand and dropping that other wand and continuing to go. Like, and then you have the Eight of Cups, which is a journey all in itself. So I think midweek is about getting out of your head and kind of making a choice, making a decision. Whatever this magician card means to you, like whatever you're trying to bring into your life, you're manifesting in your life. I feel like no matter what you are trying to do, you're definitely trusting yourself to walk in that current direction. And maybe this is, I feel like this is more about something that you love, whether it's career, person, family, friends. But I definitely like this energy for you. But it really starts with maybe getting some proper sleep with that Nine of Swords. All right, what do we have for my beautiful Cancerians? Right, relationships. Relationships are just mirror images of your own life. How you feel and treat yourself, as well as how you react and respond to different situations and people around you. Be aware of every relationship is an opportunity for soul growth. And I feel like that's kind of like that Lover's card, is those relationships right there. All right, that's what I have for you, beautiful Cancerians. I wish you the best. Get some sleep. All right, moving on to Scorpios. I can't read my writing, and I can't read the timer. 54:05. Sounds good. Right. What do we have for Scorpios? Midweek energies. What do I have for you, beautiful Scorpios? All right, what do we have going on for Scorpios? We got the Four of Swords coming out. Interesting. All right. We have the Three of Pentacles with the King of Cups on the bottom. I feel like this is about, you know, maybe working together to find some kind of emotional stability. If not emotional stability, just stability in your life. I feel like whatever you're working on or trying to create right here with this Pentacle card, it definitely puts you in a really good emotional type of state. Maybe this is like a really healthy marriage. Maybe it's a really healthy career, something along that lines. But I feel whatever it is, it definitely puts you in a state of emotional awareness, and I feel like kind of joy, some gratitude. I really like it. It feels really good, like the actual feeling of it. But I definitely feel like whatever or whoever you're working with to create whatever you're trying to create, whether that's that home life, that career life, whatever that is, just definitely, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, emotionally in tune with it. You do have the Four of Swords, so I feel like kind of currently maybe you be kind of, I feel like this is like you slowing your pace a little bit, you know. I feel like you are definitely kind of worried about money a little bit with the Ten of Pentacles here, you know, but I don't feel like you're missing any opportunities with the Four of Cups in reverse. I just feel like right now you're kind of like thinking about how to kind of rearrange a financial situation, and you're definitely looking at all the options. So maybe you're putting some more work into something, and I feel like you're okay with this, with the King of Cups being here behind the Three of Pentacles. You do have the Hangman and the Empress under that, so I definitely feel like it's kind of getting enlightened on, and maybe getting a little bit of creativity, or just allowing things to kind of happen the way they're supposed to, but not being like emotionally resistant to it. So I definitely like the energy for you. It's just, it's kind of like a slow type of mode. Like, I'm aware that's what's going on. I'm just kind of quietly contemplating on how to change it. But I'm also looking at the broader picture of things, you know? And I feel like just whatever has going on with those pentacles, that stability in your life, the abundance portion of your life, you're definitely have like a strong group to work with. Maybe not a strong group, but I feel like it's just, I don't know, it feels like a really good energy, just a grateful energy. So I really love that for you guys. I don't think that's going to resonate with every Scorpio, but I feel like it's just a really good energy. You're just kind of quietly working through things, but at the same time, just kind of keeping a very level-headed about stuff, being very maybe emotionally supportive. Maybe you feel emotionally supported at this time. All right. What do I have for my beautiful Scorpios? A mother's love. A mother's love is reaching out at this time and holding you close. She knows how much you miss her and wants to remind you that the special bond of love can never be broken. And that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. It's just loved and gratefulness and gratitude. And like, even though the Ten of Pentacles is like in reverse and it's kind of like a financial loss system where you don't feel like super stable, I don't feel like it's really got you down. It doesn't have you emotionally all over the place. You're just kind of like this steady stream of, we're going to figure it out type of energy. And I really honestly love that. Like, it's beautiful. All right. That's what I have for you, beautiful Scorpios. Moving on to Pisces at 59:45. All right. What do I have for my beautiful Pisces? right. What do I have for my beautiful Pisces? All right, midweek energy. What do I have for Pisces? What do I have for Pisces? All right, one more for Pisces. My beautiful Pisces. All right, 5 swords. It's like pushing through your own prison. That's what I got. All right. We have the Fool. We have the Empress, and we have the 5 of Swords. 7 of Wands and the 8 of Swords on the bottom. I feel like whatever this is, it's kind of like a long, hard, drawn-out battle that's kept you stuck in your head. You're trying to decide if you need to move on, if you're going to jump, kind of push in your own direction. I feel like you're definitely taking some time to take care of yourself, nurture yourself, maybe trying to figure out how to get back into the flow of things, allow things to just be as they are, especially if you've been dealing with some kind of controversial way, fights, anything like that. 5 of Swords. I feel like it's just kind of like you're picking up the swords and you're walking away. You're like, it's not my battle anymore. But currently, I feel like everything's been kind of a struggle right now. You definitely have, with that 7 of Wands, you definitely have that. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep going. But you're definitely up in your own head. You know, this might be a situation. You got the 7 of Swords under that. Maybe super deceptive. And maybe you're just walking away from it. You're just totally focused on you right now. And you have no willingness to join the fight, join the battle. Like, I'm done. I'm over it. I don't want to do it. Type of energy. Well, and I kind of like that for you guys. It's definitely, you know, maybe you're working on whatever's going on in your head. But I really definitely feel like whatever you're pushing through with the 7 of Wands, it has had you stuck in your head, and I feel like you're just kind of letting it go at this point. You know, you're focused on you, the things you want to create in your life, and I don't think with this 5 of Swords here is like it's really worth the battle anymore. Take that however it resonates. That's what I got. All right, what advice do we have for Pisces? I'm not taking all that. Gratitude did show up, so take that for whatever it's worth. All right, what do I have for Pisces? What do I have going on for Pisces? All right, one more, please. Thank you. We have give back. Today is a day to cast aside normal routines to make your main purpose to serve. It is about giving back without any thought or expectation of getting anything in return. Reach out and touch other people's spirits, as highly likely that someone really needs it today. And maybe that's what some of that is too, is you give back and it kind of helps release some of that wound up energy you got going on in your head. The shoulda, coulda, wouldas. That's what I call that card, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. All right, that's what I have for you guys today. If you do like the video, please like, share, subscribe. If you don't, that's totally okay. Well, as always, stay weird. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Thank you. Have a blessed day.